Hey everyone, ready to dive into some serious crypto wisdom?
Absolutely. Let's get right to it.
All right, so today we're tackling how to completely change your life this bull run.
This source really digs deep into how to use crypto, not just for, trying to get rich quick.
Right, exactly. It's about way more than that. It's about leveraging this whole crypto thing for some serious long-term life changes.
I'm with you there. It's about the bigger picture.
So one of the things that really hit home for me in this source was the author's story about losing potential profits.
Oh, yeah. Tell me more.
Well, they weren't new to the crypto game. It wasn't like they were making rookie mistakes. They understood the tech and the market.
Okay, so what happened? Everyone makes mistakes, but it sounds like they should known better.
That's the thing. They did know better. They got caught up in the excitement of the bull market, holding on too long, hoping for even bigger gains, and then bam.
The market took a U-turn. Ouch.
Exactly. And that's the point the source drives home.
Right.
It's not just about knowing what to buy, but when to sell. Those are both so important.
You got that right. It's easy to get swept up in the FOMO,
Like,
fear of missing out. Emotions can really cloud your judgment, even when you think you have a good grasp of the market.
Definitely. And that's why understanding the psychology of a bull market is so crucial. Recognizing those emotional traps and knowing how to navigate them. So what are some of those red flags, those internal alarm bells we need to watch out for?
Well, the author emphasizes a few key things, like if you find yourself making decisions based purely on gut feelings, that's a big one. Like you're ignoring your well thought out plan and just kind of winging it.
Yeah, and the source mentions something else that I personally witnessed. It's like when all of a sudden your friends and family who have never even talked about Bitcoin or anything like that are suddenly crypto experts. It's like, hold on a second.
Huh. Yeah, that's a classic sign, isn't it? It often means that too many inexperienced investors are piling in, and that can be a sign of a market top.
It's that whole musical chairs thing.
Yeah.
When the music stops, somebody's going to be left standing.
Exactly. And it's important to remember it's not just about what your friends and family are doing. You got to look at the bigger picture. What's the media saying?
Are there all these crazy predictions going around?
Right. And how about social media? Is it just flooded with these promises of getting rich overnight? All of those are warning signs we can't ignore.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, let's say you've spotted those warning signs. The market's looking a little frothy. What are some practical steps to actually lock in your profits before everything potentially takes a downturn?
Well, one strategy the source recommends is setting a target price. So let's say you bought Bitcoin at, I don't know, $40,000, right? Decide ahead of time, okay, if it hits $50,000, I'm going to sell like 20%.
That way you're taking some profit off the table.
Right. You lock in some gains and you let the rest ride. See what happens.
I love that. It's so clear and actionable. Okay, switching gears a bit. The source also dives into something that can be really challenging, especially for beginners. Navigating the market when you don't have a ton of capital to start with.
No, I remember those days. It's tough.
Right. I remember feeling the pressure to, chase those high risk, high reward coins, thinking that was the only way to make any real progress.
It's so tempting to swing for the fences every time, isn't it?
Totally. But this source advocates for something different. It's all about building a sustainable portfolio, even if you're starting small.
It's a marathon, not a sprint, right? Slow and steady wins the race.
Exactly. So how can listeners with limited funds approach crypto in a way that sets them up for success over the long haul?
I love the analogy the source uses. They talk about building a house.
Oh, yeah. You got to start with a strong foundation.
Exactly. Don't try to put up the roof before you've poured the concrete, right?
Right.
Start by investing an amount you are comfortable potentially losing.
And then instead of chasing the latest meme coin or whatever,
Right. Instead, learn the fundamentals, learn how to evaluate projects, explore different asset classes.
diversification, that's key.
It is. Spread that risk.
And that's where understanding market cycles comes in, doesn't it? I love how this source breaks it down. Bitcoin tends to lead the charge,
Uh-huh.
then Ethereum gains momentum, and then you've got all the altcoins coming in.
Yeah, the altcoin season. It's exciting.
Totally. But recognizing these cycles, I feel like that's like having a compass in this sometimes crazy world of crypto.
It is. Doesn't mean you can predict the future exactly,
Of course not.
but it gives you some insights, helps you anticipate what might happen, and helps you make those smarter decisions.
Exactly. So, okay, during that Bitcoin-led phase, what should you do? Focus on accumulating those core assets, right?
Exactly. And then as Ethereum starts gaining traction, maybe that's your time to diversify a little bit, branch out a little.
And then when the altcoins start pumping,
That might be a good time to start thinking about taking some profits, right? Secure some gains.
It's all about strategy. And the source also really emphasizes the importance of balancing those, let's face it, sometimes really risky altcoin investments
Mm-hmm.
with those more stable assets like your Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Love that point. It all comes back to something we've mentioned, risk tolerance.
Right. And not just maximizing your potential gains, you also have to think about minimizing your potential losses.
Exactly. Holding a portion of your portfolio in those established, relatively stable assets can really help cushion the impact of the volatility, especially when you're dealing with those higher risk investments.
It all comes down to defining your goals.
Right.
Or why are you even in the crypto game?
What are you hoping to achieve?
Exactly. Is it a down payment on a house? Are you trying to, retire early?
Trying to fund a passion project?
Exactly. Your investment strategy should reflect those goals.
Absolutely. It should all be in alignment.
Now, one thing that really resonated with me from this source is the importance of community.
Oh, yeah. Tell me more.
Surrounding yourself with experienced investors,
Tap into that collective wisdom.
yes, learn from their insights, their mistakes. It's like having a guide in this wild world of crypto.
Totally agree. Engage with the crypto community, find those online forums, those thought leaders you resonate with.
Participate in discussions.
There's so much knowledge out there.
Right. And it's all about sharing experiences. It can really accelerate your learning curve.
Big time. You don't have to reinvent the wheel.
So it's not just about understanding the technology, or being able to read charts. It's
Yeah.
about the right mindset, managing risk, and having that supportive network.
And I think that leads us to a really important question. This source keeps coming back to the idea of using crypto as a tool to achieve those bigger life goals.
Right.
So what are your aspirations? How can crypto help you get there? That's the real question.
That's what I want our listeners to be thinking about. There are so many possibilities. So keep learning, stay curious, and remember, informed decisions are empowered decisions.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Until next time, everyone.
See you then.